Hello everybody, welcome to this verbling class. My name is Amy and today's class is a reading class. So we are actually going to be reading about some amazing cats. If you think cats are amazing, well come on into this class, and if you think cats are not amazing, perhaps we can convince you. We're going to be reading some fun stuff about some amazing cats, and we're going to be practicing our reading and learning some new words and basically having a bit of a fun class. If you have any amazing stories that you want to share with us about how your pet was once a hero, then we definitely want to hear them from you. So do please come on in and join us. I think there are a few slots left if you're quick. So before we get started, let me just share two useful pages with you that you might need to help you out here on Verbling. The first page that you'll see is my Facebook page, and the second is my teacher page. So both of these could be helpful in different ways. If you are a Facebook addict and you're always on Facebook, then check out that link, because you can keep your eye on Verbling, on various teachers as you check your news feed during the day. If the teachers release any new classes or any English hints or some great resources, then you can check those out. And if you are interested in finding out a little bit more about any of the teachers, if you want to perhaps do a private tutoring session, or you want to make sure that you don't miss out on any classes with a particular teacher, or perhaps you have a question about something, or you just simply want to find out who this person is, then the best place to go is to the Verbling teacher page, and that is the second link. If you follow a teacher, then you can get automatic notifications of classes. You can check out their schedule, see when they're teaching, and also you can see when their free slots are for private tutoring sessions, which is when you can have a one-on-one hour with your teacher if you've got an upcoming exam, or if there's some speaking that you really want to get through, or perhaps you would like some writing checked, anything at all, then this is probably the best way to do it, because you get one-on-one time from the teacher. What we're having right now is a class, and you can watch all of these classes which are recorded on YouTube or on Google+, or you can find them on the Verbling website. So if you're interested in checking out some more of these classes, then do have a look. Alright, I think that's everything, so let's say hello and see who we've got to do some reading about some fabulous pets with us today. First of all, we have Oscar. Hello.
Hello, Amy.
Hello, Oscar. I'm well, thank you. I don't know if I've met you before. Have I?
It's the first class with you.
All right, so no then. And where are you from, Oscar?
I'm from Colombia,
Okay, and what part of Colombia are you from?
in Bogota City.
The capital?
Yes, the capital.
All right, what's it like to live there? Do you like living there?
Yes, but only currently the traffic jam is very hard,
Mm-hmm.
and in this moment is very difficult and very hard to go out to my work.
Yep.
Is near, is approximately 10 kilometers,
Mm-hmm.
but the 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 traffic jam is very hard.
Okay, so the traffic is bad, but apart from that, it's quite a decent place to live.
Sorry?
Apart from the traffic, it's a good
Yes,
city to live in.
yes, it's a good city, and the weather is good,
Mm-hmm.
and the Bogota has a very different places, interesting places. It's a good city.
All right, very cool. Well, I'm very glad to meet you, Oscar. Welcome to the class.
Okay, thanks.
And who
Thanks,
else do
Amy.
we have? We have Salvatore, possibly.
Mm,
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. And have I said your name correctly?
Yes, Salvatore.
Excellent. Where are you from, Salvatore?
Italy.
Italy. And which part of Italy?
Milan.
Okay. You know, I've never been to Italy, but it's definitely on my places to go list. Um, Tell me, what is the
Yep.
best thing about living in Milan?
The best thing, maybe For many people, people think that the best thing in Milan is the fashion because there are many shops in the city center, the shop with important brands, and uh, one time per year there is a Milan Fashion Week where many model and stylists come in Milan for this.
Yep. And are you interested in fashion yourself? Or not really?
Not much, teacher.
Fair enough, fair enough. Yeah, okay, so I think perhaps it's probably not true to say that girls like fashion more than boys. But, well, hard to say. But you're not a fashionista. So what is the best thing about Milan for you, Salvatore?
For me, the best thing in Milan is when I go to watch the match in stadium.
Okay, so you like football.
Yes, I like.
Is that safe to say? Okay, and who do you support? Your local team?
Yes, I support Inter Milan.
All right. And how are they doing? Because I'm sorry, I don't follow football really at all. So I have no knowledge about football. Are they a good team?
In the last years, not much because we lost ever teacher.
Okay. But that's all right. They still have you supporting them, Salvatore.
Yes.
All right, very good. All right, guys, but we're going to get started with our topic today. And it's called Hero Pets. So I don't know whether you guys have ever heard of these stories about amazing pets, but actually, what we're going to read is about some cats. Are you guys cat lovers? Do you like cats, or do you hate cats, or are you indifferent towards cats? Let's ask Oscar. What do you think of cats, Oscar?
Yes, I don't like the cats.
Okay,
I
you don't
like
like them.
the dog.
You prefer dogs.
Yes.
Okay, why?
Uh, the cat is strange.
Hmm.
The personality is very difficult that the dog.
Okay, so they have a more difficult personality.
Yes, the dogs are many friendly, but
Yep,
the cat is strange.
very unfriendly. Well, it depends, right? If it likes you, it's friendly, but it's not always friendly.
Yes, yes.
Do you have a dog, Oscar?
No, no,
Yeah.
I don't have pets.
You don't have any pets. All right. Do you live in an apartment?
Yes, I live in an apartment,
All right.
but uh, um, always I don't like to pets.
Okay, you don't like pets. Fair enough. I understand. Personally, I like pets, but I can understand why people don't like them. Just a note, Oscar, when you say that you like something, you can use the plural, but you don't need the article. So just I like dogs or I like cats, not the, okay?
Okay.
Or same with don't like. Um, all right, I just have to say hello to Yuki. How are you, Yuki?
Hi, Amy.
Long time no see.
Yes, it's been a while. I'm sorry for a long silence. How have you been?
I've been wonderful, thank you, but it's okay. It's my classes have been mostly in the morning for me, which I think is probably
Yeah.
upside down timing for you. But how have you been?
I'm fine, thank you.
Good.
Mainly now I used to join daily class, so I, it it's a shame to not to join. Now I can't join your class,
No worries,
but
Yuki, but
I
I'm
miss your classes. Yes.
glad. I miss having you in my classes too. It's always very entertaining having you.
Yes, thank you.
In a
I'm
good
glad
way.
to hear that.
Yeah. So have you had a good summer? Has the summer been hot in Russia?
This summer it was cold,
Really?
and yes, and it's already getting colder, and it seems to be already winter season
Oh,
coming.
oh dear.
Yes.
Well, I must say, Yuki, that finally, after a long time, the weather is improving, and I'm looking forward to summer. Woohoo! Because I haven't had
Yeah,
summer for so
there.
long. Yeah, so I'm hoping the weather's getting
You are
warmer.
still in Australia, yeah?
Yeah, in New Zealand. Yeah.
I'm sorry, New Zealand.
No
Yes.
problem.
It
Mm-hmm.
sounds. I think it sound good to to live there.
Well,
Yes,
yes, definitely. I'm committed to staying till
present.
the end of the summer at least. I am not moving until I've had some good weather. So hopefully,
Now it's spring there.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
Ah.
very changeable. It's some days like today were really warm and other days were freezing and it rains a lot. So the weather's really changeable, but hopefully it'll settle down by about December.
Oh, so summer is coming now. Yeah. There. I
Yeah.
envy you.
Yep, I'm glad about it, I have to say. All right, well, welcome, Yuki. You've joined us in the middle of our conversation. We're talking about, we're going to be reading an article about amazing cats. And I just asked Oscar if he likes cats or not, and he says he doesn't really like cats, he prefers dogs. So I'm now going to ask Salvatore, who's in Milan, whether he likes cats or not.
Mm,
Me? No?
Oh, yes, so Yuki, I'll come back to you in a moment. I'll see what
Mhm.
Salvatore says about cats
Sorry.
first.
Mm.
No worries.
uh, teacher, I don't have any cats and any dogs, but I prefer the dog than the cats.
I prefer dogs, so you don't need to
Dog.
say the, okay? No article. Why do you prefer dogs?
Because they look like more friendly than cats. Than cats.
You agree with Oscar 100%.
Yes, cats. Cats like look. How to say? Vanitus. No, I don't remember how to say in English. Uh, sorry. Uh,
No problem.
don't friendly. Okay.
Not
Uh,
particularly friendly. Yeah.
yes.
Well, I can't disagree with you. I can't disagree with you, but I must say that I do actually like cats. I like cats and dogs, although I admit they're very different. Let's see what Yuki says. Yuki, do you like cats, dogs, neither, or both?
I like both.
Oh.
Especially I like cats, but I don't keep cats now.
Hmm.
Although my friend has my friend has a cat, and I like him very much. I like
Hmm.
it very much. Yes.
All right. Well, what we're going to start off by doing, guys, is actually watching a video. It's very short. It's only about a minute long, but it's a pretty impressive video. So just watch it. You may have already seen this before. If you have, please bear with the other students. I'm going to give you the link into the chat boxes. You can go ahead and watch that, and when you finish watching, come back and let me know. So I'm going to do a screen share with the link in case you can't get it. Just go ahead, watch the video, and then come back and say hi, okay? All right, guys. I'm just going to let you finish off that video. And Yuki's already watched it. So Yuki, you already liked cats, but now have you already seen that video before?
No, it's the first time to she watch this video. It's very interesting.
Have you
Yes.
ever heard of anything like this happening? A cat beating off a dog?
No, it's the first time to see such a brave cat to yes yes it's a I think it's a very excellent cat. It looks like a bodyguard for children for the child. So it's awful.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a bodyguard cat. I love it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Yuki.
Yes. Awesome.
Oscar, what do you think? Had you seen that video before?
Definitely the cat in this case is a hero for the child, and the dogs is unfriendly in this video.
Have you changed your mind?
Yes, but in this video, yes, but the video is interesting, but they change the opinion about the unfriendly of the pets.
All right, it's completely changed your opinion, has it?
Yes.
All right, go Tara. You've changed Oscar into a cat lover. Well done. Salvatore, what did you think?
Oh, teacher, I couldn't imagine this thing. I thought that a dog help child. Instead, cat helped the child. But why uh, dog did attack child?
Well, that is a good question, Salvatore. I'm not sure. Who knows? Sometimes animals do strange things, but it was the neighbor's dog, and I assume it hadn't ever done that before, but who knows? Sometimes animals go crazy.
Strange, right?
Yeah. All right, I'm just going to say hello to Araceli. Hello.
Hello, how are you?
How are you? Jinx. Araceli, we have just been watching a video. If you want to check it out, it's worth watching. It's only about a minute and a half, so you won't miss too much of the class. I'm going to paste the link again into the chat box. You might want to watch it later. Otherwise, what we're going to do is we're going to start reading a little bit, guys, to practice our reading. And the article we're going to read is the second link there. You can see the YouTube one, that's for Araceli. Then there's the second link, that's the one we're going to watch now. So go ahead and load that one up. I'll do a screen share. And we're going to read about some more cats that are seriously cool. We're going to see whether we can, convince these two dog lovers that cats still are worth their weight. In gold, perhaps. We don't know. There's Tara. She's the first one you can see up there. We've already read about her, though. So we're going to go straight to number 2. And he's called, or she, I can't remember, Pudding. Nice name for a cat. Alright, so Araceli, I'm going to let you watch the video. I'll come back to you in a moment. And I'm going to ask Oscar if you could please start reading about this beautiful cat, Pudding. From here, please.
Okay. Amy Han headed down to her local human society one day to play with the cats. While she didn't don't adopt any new pets the day, she ended up bringing home 2 cats, Ponding and Whizzing. That very nice, Amy went into a diabetic seizure during her sleep. Pudding then jumped on her, woke her up so she could call out to her son, Ethan, but he didn't hear her cries, and he too was sleeping. Amazingly, Pudding they ran into Ethan's room and jumped on his chest to wake him up. Because of Pudding's efforts, Ethan was able to get his mother medical attention before she slipped into a diabetic coma. All this is more incredible when you keep in mind that this was still her first night at Amy's house. Since the incident, Amy had Pudding registered as a therapy animal so she can always have the cat with her.
Thank you, Oscar. Great reading. I just want to go through a few words with you, just to clarify their pronunciation, okay? All right, so this one, I know sometimes it's hard when you're reading a lot, but this is plan.
Pat,
Plan.
plant,
Yeah, there you go. This one was tricky. This is seizure.
seizure,
Perfect, well done. And don't forget, when you have a verb in English, it's really important to pronounce the ending, otherwise we can't tell which tense it's in. So this is jumped.
jumped,
Yeah, and it has a T sounding ending. And then the
Yeah.
last one, chest.
chest.
Perfect, thank you. Okay, does anybody have any questions about vocabulary?
Vocabulary. Seizure? Seizures.
Yeah, seizure. Okay, what is a diabetic seizure? Can anyone explain that?
Diabetic.
Maybe when can I try, teacher?
Yes, sure.
Maybe I'm not sure. Maybe when diabetes is too high.
Yes, absolutely. And what happens? What does a seizure mean?
Means eye level.
Sorry, what do you mean? Can you explain it a bit more?
High level.
A high level. Yeah, a high level of, okay, I'm not exactly sure what the science is. I know it's to do with an imbalance in what we call insulin. So if you have an imbalance or your body does not produce enough insulin, yeah?
Okay,
Yes.
okay.
Then the illness is called diabetes, and the person with the illness is called a diabetic. If you have a seizure, basically it means that your body becomes unconscious and you're not really in control of what you do. So it can happen as a result of various illnesses. Another one is epilepsy. So you can have an epileptic seizure as well. But basically, if that had happened to her, she would have gone into a coma. And can anyone explain what a coma means?
When
Coma. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, Oscar.
sorry. When the person is is asleep, no,
Yeah, not
responder.
awake.
Yes,
Absolutely.
no control for his brain.
Yes, absolutely. Not in control of his brain. Well done, guys. Sometimes it's good to have a practice of describing the meanings of words because it makes you use other words. It's good for your English, so well done. Any other questions about vocabulary? No? All right. In that case, I'm going to ask Yuki. Yuki, can you briefly tell me what happened to this lady and what's your impression of it?
Protagonist of this story is Amy. Amy went to her local human society one day to play with the cat. He didn't. She didn't plan to keep keep a pet, but he go to the two cats and bring them home. And at night, Amy, when she was sleeping. Amy was struck by diabetic seizure, and the cat maybe annoyed that and jumped on her and woke her up. So and Amy called her son, and in the end she was survived. So it's a very useful cat.
Yes, absolutely.
It's a saver. Yeah.
I was going to ask one more question, Yuki. What's the most amazing thing about this story, do you think?
I think most amazing thing that the cat, her name is Pudding. 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 Sorry.
Yeah.
Pudding immediately reacted the most critical moment of her master. So she's very clever.
Yeah, absolutely. One thing that it mentions in the text as well, this last line here, all this is more incredible when you keep in mind that this was still her first night, right? This cat had only just that very same day gone home.
Yes.
She hadn't lived there all her life. She didn't know them. It's kind of weird.
Yes, it's immediately it turned out very useful. And
Maybe the cat didn't want to return to the society. She wanted to stay there. So she was trying to be as useful as possible.
Araceli, that's a very good point.
What Amy survived all onto the pudding. So
yeah, she owed her life basically. Possibly.
It's awesome cat. Yes, very amazing. Yes. So you have to sleep with a cat as a guardian. Maybe maybe it will work.
Okay, Yuki, I'm taking down your names. You've come up with the bodyguard cat, right? And now we've got the guardian cat.
Guardian.
I'm now giving you the responsibility of coming up with a name for the rest of the cats that we read about, okay?
Yes, I think it would be good for you.
Absolutely.
Yes.
All right, guys. Next one is Tommy.
Sorry.
Yeah, question.
Excuse me. Can I make a question?
Absolutely, Salvatore. Just go ahead.
Pudding felt that Amy don't feel well.
Yes.
How can it possible, this?
How is it possible? That is a very good question, Salvatore. I suppose that animals sometimes are able to sense things that humans aren't able to sense.
It's instinct.
Maybe instinct? Yeah, good. Could be.
Okay, interesting.
I think that's one of the strange things about the whole story, Salvatore, apart from the fact that the cat had only just arrived. I don't know how the cat knew, because Amy was actually already asleep. So how did the cat know that she went from being asleep to being in a seizure? I'm not sure. But somehow...
Maybe it feel herself as a mother. Maybe it looks like a material instinct.
Maternal instinct? Maybe. Who knows?
I don't know. I'm sorry.
Or Araceli's explanation is that Pudding did not want to return to the Humane Society, so she was trying to be as useful as possible. Who knows? It's very crazy. All right, Salvatore, could you read Tommy, please?
Okay. Tommy. No one knows how the cat did it, but when Gary Rosé fell out of his wheelchair and couldn't get back up, his cat Tommy managed to dial 911. Gary didn't have his medical alert necklace on and couldn't reach the cord above his bed that could call the medics or a telephone. When police arrived at the apartment, an orange and tan cat lying beside the telephone that was off the hook on the living room floor. Police couldn't find any other explanation for the emergency call that led them to arrive on the scene other than Tommy dialing the.
Thank you, Salvatore. Okay,
Thank you
well
very much.
done. Great reading. Let's go through a few words. You did really well, just a couple. So this one here, as you read correctly at the end, this is dial.
Dial.
Yeah. And to dial, does anyone know what dialing means?
Yes, to to dial a number on a phone to press the buttons so as to make a call.
Yep, absolutely. Literally press the buttons or type the number, the phone number, into the phone. It's only used really when you're talking about telephones. And this one here, Salvatore, we pronounce 911 because that's the emergency services telephone number. I'm not sure what it is in your country. In the UK, it's actually 999, but in the USA, it's 911.
911.
Yeah.
Right.
And if you're talking about the terrorist attack, then it's 9/11.
Okay.
Okay. But in this case, we're
Yes.
not. We're talking about a phone number. And then the last one, here, arrived.
Arrived.
Perfect. Very nice reading. Okay, this time, anybody got questions about vocabulary? Nobody? All right, in that case, Araceli, can you explain what happened in this story to us, please? And what do you think about it?
It's almost unbelievable because the owner of this cat was on a wheelchair and she fell, and she was unable to call emergency. But somehow it seems that the cat did, because when when police get to the apartment, they saw the phone on the floor, and there was no other explanation that the cat had called.
Absolutely.
But I think the cat couldn't dial 911. Maybe sometimes you have like a special button on your phone, or last call or something, because maybe I can't believe it's incredible too, but that the cat knew he had to use the phone and somehow press easy button, but not that much as the cat is thinking, okay, I need to call emergency. What was the number? 911. That's not possible at all. But maybe he was just lucky. He knew, maybe the cat was really clever. He knew it was something with the phone, and he just was lucky.
Maybe. Araceli, I have to admit, I agree with you here. This seems to be almost unbelievable. It seems like you has a few doubts about this. Are you a skeptic here, Yuki?
Yes, sorry?
I was going to say, it doesn't really explain it properly, does it?
Yes, I don't understand how Tommy could dial, and maybe it used its power to dial.
It's paw.
Paw, sorry. But I think cat's paw is not suitable for dialing. So it's, I wondered if she. I wondered how she could dial.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very
It's a little
unbelievable.
bit strange. To be honest, what crossed my mind, right, was that the cat may well have dialed 911 somehow magically, but he can't speak into the phone, right? So how did the police know which house to come to? That seems a bit strange.
Oh, yes, 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 it should tell the address, tell the police an address, yeah?
Yeah, exactly.
How she could manage to, how she managed to, yes, tell, yes.
I'm not sure.
Address.
Perhaps to clear up the confusion, maybe because this guy Gary was already in a wheelchair, and it says he had a medical alert necklace. There may have been like a shortcut or some kind of a speed dial or something on the phone that automatically told the police like they knew about him already. I don't know. I'm guessing. Araceli's found a link. What's the link to, Araceli?
It's possible, yes.
Yes, I think this one is the other one was not working.
Okay.
You can see there. I got the dialect.
Okay.
Yes.
Right, if you don't believe that cats can dial, check out the link shared by Araceli. Thank you. Let's see what Oscar thinks about this. Oscar, do you believe this story?
The Tommy?
Yeah.
The Tommy story?
Mm.
But the cat pushed the button radial of the phone.
Yeah. Okay, that's a possible, yeah.
Yes. But the history is interesting, but coincidence of good luck.
Yeah. Good luck, absolutely. If you read, if you follow Aris, actually, it says that it was on speed dial, which is where you have preset numbers. So actually, the cat would have only had to press one number. It's still kind of amazing. It's the right one, I guess. But anyway, there you go. There's a small explanation. All right, we're going to go to number 4. Schnauzy. This is for you, Yuki.
Okay. Schnauzy. Dogs might be known for their great sense of smell, but cats also have an enhanced sense of smell, and Schnauzy used her to save her owner. Trudy Guy. Is the name? Yeah.
Yes.
Trudy Guy was asleep when her 3-year-old cat, Schnauzy, jumped on her chest and started pawing at her nose. Fortunately, Trudy didn't just push the cat off the bed before going back to sleep. Instead, she decided to look around and ended up hearing a roaring sound in her bedroom. That's how she discovered a gas pipe outside the bathroom had broken and was leaking. She called 911 to have a pipe shut off and her house cleared for safety again, and the responding firefighters informed her that the house could have easily blown up because there was so much gas inside.
Thank you, Yuki. Really great reading. Don't forget, we're talking about the phone number again, so we say 911.
Sorry, 911.
Yeah. And everything else was perfect except for this word here. This is blown up.
Blown up. Blown up.
Yep. All right, thank you for reading. Any questions from anybody about the words? Any vocabulary questions?
Yes, teacher. What
Yep.
what does pawing mean?
Good question. Who can explain this? Pouring. Anybody know?
Pouring is just handling, no?
Yes, so
Yes, paw is the foot of animal, yeah, animal hand. So here maybe here is verb. So I think touch, no?
absolutely.
Just,
Yeah.
touch with the paw.
Yes, exactly. So the
Touching.
paw, as Yuki says, is what we call the foot of an animal, like a cat. We call it their paw rather than their foot. So to paw is simply to touch with the paw, right? Like she put her 2 feet and was touching her owner's nose. Do you understand?
Yes.
Excellent. Any other questions? No? All right, Salvatore. What do you think about this story?
Also, this story is very interesting because the cat felt the smell of gas, and the cat and the cat woke up her own, and she could call the police.
Yep,
and
absolutely.
she didn't have any problem with the gas in your house,
Yep, in
Earth
her
house.
house. hmm Nicely described. Well done, Salvatore. Do you think this is believable,
Thank you.
this story? Can you believe
This
it?
I think so, because cat animal felt to feel the smell of gas and another smell.
Yeah, absolutely. I think this certainly is believable. It's easier to believe than the phone story for me. Araceli, can you explain what you just wrote in the chat box? That's an interesting point.
It's not exactly the same thing, but well, it's worse for the animal. But I think they use. I don't know if they are still using these birds, these canaries. I know when you are in a mine, you use this bird, and if the bird dies, it means there is some gas on the air. But the bird dies before human can smell be be damaged by the gas escape. But in this case, the cat it was not that he died, but he noticed before. I think they have a really good smell,
Yeah.
sense of smell, and yes, they can be really useful in this way. Maybe even if you try them, dogs and cats can help us because their sense of smell is really good.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's really true. I've heard about that too. And poor canaries.
Yeah,
If they
poor
die, then
birds.
we need to leave.
Yes,
But
it's not that they say something yet they just die.
yeah, exactly. They don't get a chance to go, hey guys, there's gas. Ugh, too late. Um, Oscar, what do you think about this story?
Definitely the animals.
hmm
Uh, they put they put the nose smells
hmm
very high than than the human,
Yep.
and they they can to feel the 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 situation danger the danger situation.
Yep. Absolutely. So you could say, Oscar, that they're more sensitive than humans.
Sensitive humans, yes.
Yeah, so they're able to pick up nuances or subtleties that humans are not able to pick up. Yuki's written a little kind of obituary for canaries in the chat box. Thank you, Yuki. I also
Yes,
find it sad.
they have to be a sacrifice
Yes, exactly. Oh,
for humankind.
it's pretty disgusting, that, isn't it? But then
But
again,
in this story, should not they just she like a human. She just helped. It's an amazing story. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So the cat did not have to die, and we are happy about that because we're becoming cat lovers, right? Even Oscar and Salvatore, maybe. Okay, Araceli, your turn to read Charlie.
Okay. Charlie, a 47-year-old Susan Mark Armstrong suffered from a collapsed diabetic hypoglycemic attack, unconscious in her bathroom one night while her husband, Kevin, was in the bedroom asleep. Fortunately, her cat, Charlie, was awake and she knew something was wrong. The cat quickly ran to her bedroom, jumped on the bed, and started licking and pawing at her husband's face until he woke up. Charlie then led him into the bathroom, in time for Kevin to give his wife the glucose injection that saved her life. Susan explained that the event, merely stating, "I have no recollection of what happened after I went to the bathroom, but when I came round, Charlie and Kevin were both next to me, and she was purring away." Kevin explained she had woken him up and raised the alarm and had not left my side since.
Thank you, Araceli. That was beautiful reading. Perfect. Does anyone have any questions about vocabulary?
Yes, she was purring. Purring.
Ah,
What does
purring.
purring
She
mean?
was
Purring.
purring. We've got lots of cat vocabulary to learn today, Salvatore. Okay, this is another cat word. What is purring? Does anyone want to demonstrate?
It's the noise that cats make when they are feeling good, happy, or just relaxing. It's difficult. It's like something like that. It's more the way they breathe that they are not using their mouth. I think to make that sound.
Thank you, Araceli.
Kind of.
All right, well, we've got some pretty dodgy sounding purring coming from Yuki and Araceli. I'm not sure if a cat would agree with that. But yes, a very nice description. Do you understand what we're talking about, Salvatore?
Yes, I understand when Suki put this sound.
All right, thank you very much for those little purrs. Any other
My
words?
pleasure.
No?
And yeah, purring away.
Purring away. What does it mean that she was purring away? Anyone want to explain? You can use this with different verbs. It doesn't have to be just purring.
Ah.
No? Nobody come across this before? All right. If you say that you're doing something away, so you're purring away, or you're singing away, or whistling away, or what you're really doing is ignoring the situation at hand and just focusing on the thing that you're doing. And it's normally something happy. So it's usually used in a situation where something's happened, but somebody is almost oblivious to that, and they're just carrying on with what they're doing, then we use this phrase, they were just working away happily or purring away by his side, ignoring the disaster that has happened and just continuing with whatever you were doing. Okay? It's a bit of an unusual one. Yeah. So you could say, I'll give you another example. Maybe maybe a lady was washing up in the kitchen and somebody was burgling her house, right? They were stealing her TV and they were stealing her laptop from the lounge, but she didn't notice. She was just singing away, doing the dishes in the kitchen, totally oblivious to the fact that her house was being burgled. So, all right. Any other questions about vocab or grammar? No? All right, Oscar, it's your turn to explain, 1, what happened in this story, and 2, what do you think of it?
Okay, is other amazing history.
Story.
Story. Sorry, story. When the pet, in this case the cat, felt the collapse of the diabetic hypoglycemia attack, and the mm, mm, the informer to the the husband,
Yep.
the husband of the Susan.
Absolutely.
Yes, and is is demonstrate to the pets always is depend of his own owner.
Yeah.
Yes.
What do you think about the story, Oscar? Is it impressive?
Yes, impression is the instinct animal for
Yep.
the life of the owners.
Yep, absolutely. And the cat obviously knew something was wrong because it went to wake up the husband, which is kind of cool. It seems to me that if you're a diabetic, you should get a cat. This is the second story we've read about diabetics, right? Is anybody here diabetic? No? All right, well, you don't need to worry then, guys. Yuki, what do you think of this one?
Yes, it's also amazing story. Yes, it also a cat turned out a saver, and yes, most amazing thing is that so quickly the cat at the most at the moment, quickly and properly reacted to the crisis of its master. It's really amazing. So I now I have I want to keep a cat for my future crisis.
For your future crisis. I hope you don't have a future crisis, Yuki.
Yes, all might be happen. All those things might be happen. So it might happen. So it would be very useful.
Absolutely. Then again, these do seem to be one-of-a-kind kinds of cats, but who knows? Maybe if there was a disaster, your cat would save you. You make an interesting point, Araceli, that All the people who were saved by cats seem to be women. No, actually, Gary was the man who was in the wheelchair. He was a guy. So I don't think they favor women over men, which is a relief for you, Yuki.
Yes.
So I'm very interested to hear about Oscar and Salvatore's final opinion. Now that we've read a few convincing stories, Salvatore, what do you think of cats? Have you changed your opinion, or do you still think dogs are better?
Yes, teacher. After the lesson, I changed opinion, and I didn't think that cat was were very helped for people.
They actually are, according to this website, right?
Yes. Thank
So
you for information.
Well, you're very welcome. Do you think you could consider getting a cat for future crises like Yuki?
Sorry, teacher, can you repeat, please?
Yes, Yuki said he's going to consider getting a cat for the possibility that a crisis might occur in the future. But do you think that you might consider getting a cat now that you've read these stories, or still don't want a pet?
Yes, it is possible. Maybe one day I will have a cat with me.
All right, so you're even going to consider getting a pet. Well, we've really changed your mind. How about you, Oscar?
Okay, but tomorrow I will buy a cat.
All right, I want proof, Oscar. A photo, please.
Yes, because with these histories, it is necessary to buy a cat for my life.
Yeah, absolutely. For your personal safety, right?
Yes, yes,
Or future crisis.
yes. Gave it more safety.
Absolutely. They're probably better than a smoke alarm, and they're better than a medical alert. Basically, they're kind of an all-rounder.
Yes, that's right.
All right. I'm very pleased that we've convinced you, Oscar and Salvatore. Let's see what Araceli has to say now we've read all these stories. Has your opinion on cats changed at all?
Sorry, what did you say? My opinion about cats? No, not really, because I like cats. Well, I don't actually have any, but I made a point about being saved, women being saved, but I think not because they prefer to save a woman, but many women have cats. I don't know why, but I think we prefer them.
Yes, that could be true.
Yes, and maybe I don't know, maybe they are good company, and I don't think they are like medical alert, but really, yes, they are company and they are with you all the time, so it's they can help you, and I think they are this all this thing about the diabetes and that, and I look for the symptoms of diabetic sister. And so it's something they can see. They really feel what you feel. I mean, they don't understand a lot of your speech, but if you are sad, if you are angry, if you are feeling bad, the animals can feel that, and they can help the way they can. So I think that's a good point. But I already knew cats. I don't think they are going to be like heroes, but I know they are good company.
Yeah, absolutely. Very good points, Araceli. It was wonderful having you in class to give us some scientific backup, to provide some extra links. Thank you.
Yeah, I was Googling, but you're welcome.
All right, Yuki, the final word for the class.
Now we know that a pet not only make a master relaxed, smooth them, but also they could save them. And I think the strength of cat's love for its master enables such a miracle.
Oh, Yuki, what a great way to finish the class. Thank you.
It's my final comment.
Thank you. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to have to let you go in case you've got another class to go to. But thanks very much for your participation. I think we've all learned a lot and had quite a fun time. So well done for some really great reading, some great speaking, and I hope to see you again soon. So take care and see you later.
It was
Thank you,
great to
teacher.
see you again. Thank you
Thank
for
you,
the class.
Keith.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Bye,
Amy.
everyone. Thank
Hope you
you.
see.
Bye,
Thank
teacher.
you.
Hope you
Thanks.
see you soon.
All right, take care. Bye.
Take care.
Bye.
Goodbye.
See you. Is near. Is approximately 10 kilometer,
Mm-hmm.
but the 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 traffic jam is very hard.
Okay, so the traffic is bad, but apart from that, it's quite a decent place to live.
Sorry?
Apart from the traffic, it's a good
Yes.
city to live in.
Yes, it's a good city, and the weather is good.
Mm-hmm.
The Bogota has a very different places, interesting places. It's a good city.
All right, very cool. Well, I'm very glad to meet you, Oscar. Welcome to the class.
Okay, thanks.
And who
Thanks,
else do
Amy.
we have? We have Salvatore, possibly.
Mm,
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. And have I said your name correctly?
Yes, Salvatore.
Excellent. Where are you from, Salvatore?
Italy.
Italy. And which part of Italy?
Milan.
Okay. You know, I've never been to Italy, but it's definitely on my places to go list. Um, Tell me, what is the
Yep.
best thing about living in Milan?
The best thing, uh, maybe for many people, people think that the best thing in Milan is the fashion because there are many shop in the city center, the shop with important brands, and uh, one time for per year there is a Milan Fashion Week
Mhm.
where many model and stylists come in Milan for this.
Yep. And are you interested in fashion yourself? Or not really?
Not much, teacher.
Fair enough, fair enough. Yeah, okay, so I think perhaps it's probably not true to say that girls like fashion more than boys. That, well, hard to say. But you're not a fashionista. So what is the best thing about Milan for you, Salvatore?
For me, the best thing in Milan is when I go to watch the match in stadium.
Okay, so you like football.
Yes, I like.
Is that safe to say? Okay, and who do you support? Your local team?
Yes, I support Inter Milan.
All right. And how are they doing? Because I'm sorry, I don't follow football really at all. So I have no knowledge about football. Are they a good team?
Uh, in the last years, not much because we lost ever teacher.
Hello everybody, welcome to this Verbling class. My name is Amy and today's class is a reading class. So we are actually going to be reading about some amazing cats. If you think cats are amazing, well come on into this class. And if you think cats are not amazing, perhaps we can convince you. We're going to be reading some fun stuff about some amazing cats, and we're going to be practicing our reading and learning some new words and basically having a bit of a fun class. If you have any amazing stories that you want to share with us about how your pet was once a hero, then we definitely want to hear them from you. So do please come on in and join us. I think there are a few slots left if you're quick. So before we get started, let me just share 2 useful pages with you that you might need to help you out here on Verbling. The first page that you'll see is my Facebook page, and the second is my teacher page. So both of these could be helpful in different ways. If you are a Facebook addict, and you're always on Facebook, then check out that link because you can keep your eye on Verbling, on various teachers as you check your news feed during the day. If the teachers release any new classes or any English hints or some great resources, then you can check those out. And if you are interested in finding out a little bit more about any of the teachers, if you want to perhaps do a private tutoring session, or you want to make sure that you don't miss out on any classes with a particular teacher, or perhaps you have a question about something, or you just simply want to find out who this person is, then the best place to go is to the Verbling teacher page. Okay, but that's all right. They still have you supporting them, Salvatore.
Yes.
All right, very good. All right, guys, but we're going to get started with our topic today. And it's called Hero Pets. So I don't know whether you guys have ever heard of these stories about amazing pets, but actually what we're going to read is about some cats. Are you guys cat lovers? Do you like cats, or do you hate cats, or are you indifferent towards cats? Let's ask Oscar. What do you think of cats, Oscar?
Yes, I don't like it, the cats.
Okay,
I
you don't
like
like them.
the dog.
You prefer dogs?
Yes,
Okay, why?
the cat is strange.
Hmm.
The personality is very difficult than the dog.
Okay, so they have a more difficult personality.
Yes, the dogs are many friendly, but
Yep.
the cat is strange.
Very unfriendly. Well, it depends, right? If it likes you, it's friendly, but it's not always friendly.
Yes, yes.
Do you have a dog, Oscar?
No,
Yeah.
I don't have pets.
You don't have any pets. All right. Do you live in an apartment?
Yes, I live in an apartment,
All right.
but uh, oh,
And that is the second link. If you follow a teacher, then you can get automatic notifications of classes. You can check out their schedule, see when they're teaching, and also you can see when their free slots are for private tutoring sessions, which is when you can have a one-on-one hour with your teacher. If you've got an upcoming exam, or if there's some speaking that you really want to get through, or perhaps you would like some writing checked, anything at all, then this is probably the best way to do it because you get one-on-one time from the teacher. What we're having right now is a class, and you can watch all of these classes which are recorded on YouTube or on Google+, or you can find them on the Verbing website. So if you're interested in checking out some more of these classes, then do have a look. All right, I think that's everything. So let's say hello and see who we've got to do some reading about some fabulous pets with us today. First of all, we have Oscar. Hello.
hello, Amy.
Hello,
How are you?
Oscar. I'm well, thank you. I don't know if I've met you before. Have I?
It's the first class with you.
All right, so no then. And where are you from, Oscar?
I'm from Colombia,
Okay, and what part of Colombia are you from?
in Bogota City.
The capital?
Yes, the capital.
All right, what's it like to live there? Do you like living there?
Yes, but only currently the traffic jam is very hard,
Mm-hmm.
and in this moment is very difficult and very hard to go out to my work.
Yep.